But I want to say this, Brandon, because you said something that caught my attention. You said that prison, if they wanted to, could foster a more rehabilitating environment by offering
other opportunities,
courses, right? And I hear you and I agree with you, but at the same time, it really doesn't resonate with me because it's all within self. You can't expect the system that was designed to get you in there to liberate you. That's like counterproductive. That's like, if we go back to the plantation days.
Yep.
You can't expect the slave master to aid you to get out of slavery.
Yep.
That doesn't make any sense. You have to make the decision, the choice that you're going to liberate yourself. And that's the approach I took, because in every institution, man, they always got a library. And that library was my school. I changed my whole thought process and my habits through the books. But I was eating that library up, bro. I ain't play with that library, bro. I was reading all kind of books, all type of self-help books, practical books, some fiction, because you can gain emotional intelligence through fictional books by internalizing the character, putting yourself in certain scenarios, stuff like that. And I did that. And also enhancing your vocabulary. It's just numerous facets of reading that are beneficial, that can advance a human being in a major way. And I recommend everybody, man, start putting reading in your daily regimen. I cannot emphasize this enough. If you start to read, I guarantee your life will change. Your vernacular will change. Your articulation will change. Your whole perspective on life will change, and people will respect you for it. People will look to you for answers because you're reading, because you have substance when you talk. I was 18 years old. I was a leader in prison, bro. I had people 40, 50 years old wanting to get answers from me. I remember one point in time when I was trailblazing, man, when I had my mentor, because let me elaborate a little bit more about Osiris, man. Osiris poured into me. I went through many schools of thought in prison. I was a Christian. I was a Hebrew Israelite. I was a 5%er. I even practiced Buddhism, man. And one thing that I identified in all these schools of thought, different science, same objective. The objective was to get you to your higher self, to get you to that elite level of a human being, to where your divinity has dominion over your lower nature. And if you don't know if you're familiar with the ancient Egyptians, and that's why it's great to learn, from my ancestors, from my predecessors, the ancient Egyptians, they were very aware of this. They were very conscious of the anatomy. And that's what the Sphinx represents. The human head with the bestial body. And that signified allowing your divinity, your highest level of conscious, to have dominion over your lower nature, your lower frequency. You know what I mean? Because it entails in everybody. We all have a bestial nature, but we all have a divinity that controls that bestial nature, which is emotions, that allows us to supersede and not allow our judgment to be clouded by our lower nature. And that's something I learned through reading, through constant studying. And Osiris, man, like I said, it's a saying that the Hebrews have, a dead Jacob. And that meant that somebody who still had the veil over their eyes, that wasn't conscious yet. They didn't really have the enlightenment, self-enlightenment, self-awareness that they needed to move forward in life and progress in life.
Yeah.
And, Osiris, man, he taught me, politics, science, knowledge of self, how to conduct myself, how to speak, how to present myself. He just taught me all these intangibles, and I took it with me, and I became a leader, man. And he departed like shortly after. I'm not going to say shortly, but after a year of having a rapport with Osiris, he had a strong rapport with a faculty member, and they suspected them of having sex. But he told me personally they never had sex, but the rapport was so strong that people got jealous and envious. So they ratted on him. And by law, by institutional rule, if it gets out that you have a above normal rapport with a faculty member, they have to ship you out. So Osiris was taken from me. And I never forget that experience. Was very, man, that was like my dad. I can actually say, man, outside of my biological dad, I know what having a father figure is like. Osiris was a father figure to me, man. I love that dude from the bottom of my heart, man. He never took advantage. All he did was nurture and develop a great human being that you're witnessing today. Seriously, man. I owe that guy a lot.
So, bro, I can tell that you've grown a lot from that initial decision that you made that obviously led you in prison.
Most definitely.
You've done a lot of work on self. You've done a lot of work on like emotional intelligence. You know, you can tell like with your diction and the way that you speak and the way that you carry yourself, the way that you, you know, and obviously the vocabulary is there. You know, the mindset's there. The foresight is there.